It's great to see so many smiling faces here on this beautiful, slightly windy afternoon. So welcome everyone. My name is Colleen Jones. I work for Liberty Public Schools and I'm the Director of College Career Readiness and Community Partnerships. And I have the honor of being on the Northwest Workforce Development Board. So welcome this afternoon. It's, oh. It's an honor to welcome you today as we officially open the doors for the new Northwest Workforce Development Center. This center represents more than just a building. It represents opportunity, growth, and a stronger future for our students in Kansas City community and in our workforce. When we began dreaming about this space years ago, our goal was simple but powerful: to create a place where students could discover their strengths, gain real-world skills, and step confidently into careers that are not only in high demand, but also rewarding. I'd like to share a story that captures why this center matters so much. It's about a student. His name was Riley. Riley was a bright and hardworking student, but like many young people, wasn't sure what path to take after high school. College didn't feel like the right fit, but didn't want to be left out without direction. Through the program at NCC, it offered welding, and at first it was just curiosity, but with hands-on experience, encouragement from instructors, and access to equipment and mentoring, that curiosity grew into a passion. He now has a certification in welding, but also a job with a company that offers strong salary, benefits, and growth opportunities. The pride he has and the pride his parents have is priceless. The student isn't alone. We're seeing story after story of students finding purpose, confidence, and careers through programs just like this. This center will allow us to multiply those stories. It will connect students with cutting-edge training, provide businesses with skilled and job-ready talent, and strengthen our community's economy. It's a bridge between education and employment, between potential and achievement. As we stand here today, let's celebrate what this building will mean. An opportunity for every student who walks through these doors, hope for families who want to see their children succeed, and a commitment to building a future where our workforce is strong and our community thrives. Thank you to everyone, our educators, business partners, community leaders, and supporters who helped make this vision a reality. Together, we are not just hosting a groundbreaking, we are opening the door to countless futures for our Northland and Kansas City regional students. At this time, I would like to introduce Brian Noller, Executive Director of Business Services and the Northland Workforce Development Center campaign lead. He truly has been the relentless champion of this vision. Welcome, Brian.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Brian Noller, and I've been on this project lead probably for about 7+ years. I'm so thankful that this day has come. I'm also very thankful we get to celebrate this afternoon session with the opportunity with some staff from NCC, former staff from NCC, students, and it's just really glad to see you guys. I'm a proud parent of one of the NCC students. Where you at? As he sheepishly raises his hand, he knew I was going to call on him. Your sister smiled at least this morning, so there you go, buddy. For those of you who know me, you know I can talk, but since it's the afternoon and we have many speakers, and I got to speak this morning, I'm going to say a few thank yous and let others celebrate with us. Thank you to our Northland state legislators, their staffs, our governors and their staffs, and other state legislators across the state outside the Northland that helped us make this possible. To our Northland City Council members for their campaign efforts, to the mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, and the whole City Council for a 13-0 vote in April that provided $25 million to really get this project where it needed to get to see what you see behind us. To our original campaign cabinet, our original WDC board, our newly formed board of directors, our ex officio board members, and new campaign members, and all of our volunteers, what an amazing group of people we've worked with since really January of 2023. Our NWC team that works tirelessly, including Bridget, and I'm doing this on purpose, Bridget again, two Bridgets, Jen, Sarah, Jeff, and Joe. Our partners in this project have been great to us since day one, have offered insight, expertise, advice, and an empathetic ear when needed. There were some challenges in this project, and I appreciate all our partners, and some of them are here today. Really couldn't offer enough thank you to them. And to all of our investors from industry, families and individuals, foundation, and Northland municipalities in Kansas City. Thank you to everyone that made it possible. I couldn't be prouder for an idea that turned into a concept, that's turned into a plan, that now turned into the action you see behind us. It's pretty exciting to see. We have a great speaker lineup this afternoon. We've been at this for 7+ years, and it may take just 10 or 11 speakers to really recap the significance of today and the journey we have here and how we got here. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce one of those champions on this project, as she's been a champion in the House of Representatives, and now she's a champion for us in the State Senate, Senator Maggie Nurburn.
Good afternoon. It is wonderful to see so many familiar faces and new faces. I have been a big believer in this project long before my 5 years in the General Assembly, and I want to share why. Before my time in Missouri politics and going down that rabbit hole, I was a teacher at North Kansas City High School, and it was during an advisory class. I had students who were looking at enrolling in their classes for their junior and senior year. I was working with my sophomore students. I showed a video of the Northland Career Center. And I remember thinking at the time, wow, I wish I could have done that. And as I worked with one of my students named Alex, I knew Alex well because I had him in my Spanish classes. He wasn't very excited about a lot of the classes he was choosing from. And I remember mentioning to him, what about the Northland Career Center? Why don't you take another look at that? He starts looking at it, and on a whim, he decides to sign up. Fast forward 2 years, I was a state representative back touring the Northland Career Center, and I saw Alex in the classroom. And he had the biggest smile on his face as he was working through the robotics, and he came up to me and he said, "Do you remember when you told me that I should do this?" And I said, "I certainly do." He goes, "Well, I have a job interview after school today. A job interview where I'm going to walk out the door making way more money than you do as a representative." And I was so happy for him. And I think about this work as we saw all of these proposals come across our desk in Jefferson City. I thought about what these state dollars could mean for the students back home. Not just for students like Alex, but for the future potential, as we know that we will more than double the amount of students who will be able to participate in these programs and find meaningful, happy jobs that they really enjoy, getting their hands dirty, and filling all of those vacancies that we see around our community today. I could not be more proud to be part of a very small part of this, and I thank you all for joining us and supporting this program as well. Thank you. Well, the next guest will not have to worry about putting his hair in a ponytail so he can speak like I did. I'm going to pass it off to my good friend and council member, Wes Rogers.
Good to see you. So I spent 4 years in the legislature, and I will say all my hair fell out there. And Senator, I'm glad that hadn't happened to you. So Wes Rogers, Kansas City City Council. And first I've got to say, I'm actually an alumni of Platte County High School, and I see several people I went to school with. I see Laura Hewlett, my very good friend from school, Sarah Swinson, and state champion wrestler Tyler Fadler, school board member. And this is off script, but now that I saw Tyler here, I've got to say, so when we practiced football back then, we actually practiced in the field back behind what we called the Votech, which is about to be this new beautiful building. And I wasn't a very good football player, and I was small. And Tyler was a really good football player, and he was big, and he was a couple years older than me anyway. And so they'd tell us to run into the bean field when we got in trouble. We'd run to the bean field behind the Votech, and then us that were in front, we would just turn around and pray that no one was going to throw us back into the bean field. And Tyler never did. Several of his friends got me pretty good, but thank you, Tyler, for never throwing me into the bean field behind the Votech. So anyway, to the matter at hand here, I remember the first time Brian and Jeff came to Jeff City. and they were meeting with all of us Northland legislators, and they said, hey, we got this plan, and you know about the VOTEC because you grew up in Platte City. I said, yeah. They go, well, we want to make it way bigger. We got too many kids that need it, that can't get it. It's too far away up in Platte City for so many of these school districts to count on it. So here's what we want to do. And they laid out this plan that was, frankly, just too good to be true. There's no other way to describe it. So they said, would you support it? Like, yeah, I'll support it, but I'm a freshman and I'm a Democrat, so good luck, you got one vote. And they walked out the door thinking they were going to go get other votes, and I thought, good luck, I hope they can get it done. And then they never quit. They just kept coming back for more and for more and for more, to the point where they had great champions in the Senate and other great champions in the House, and champions on both sides of the aisle. And this really is a story of, in politics, you see all the bad news in politics. You see us having a hard time getting big things done. And this is a story of success, and it started with those guys with their big dream coming down to Jeff City to tell us about it. So one of the very last votes I took was on the budget in 2022 on my way out the door, and I got a chance to vote for that first big chunk of funding for this project, and that's when it really became real to me that it might happen. But that was only part of the money, and they knew that, and they knew they had to raise a lot more money after that. And of course, at that point, that's when I was taking them seriously. I was like, they got this done in Jeff City, then they may actually see this all the way through to the end. And so then comes in Nathan Willett, and it doesn't, there's a lot of people that it takes to get these big things done. And of course, Brian and Jeff were there from the beginning. But then Nathan comes to me with the same wild look on his face that Brian and Jeff had. I think we can find $30 million for this project. Like, well, you know what? I've heard that before, and they turned out to be right. So sure, maybe you can do that. And lo and behold, he goes and finds another giant chunk of money to get this done. And so Brian and Jeff did that work, and Jeff said, I got to vote yes on that. In the city council, Brian and Jeff are still there, and so many others, including Councilman Willett, get together, and I got to vote yes on that too. So I got to vote yes on this project in Jeff City as a state legislator, and then I got to vote yes on it again on the city council. And I will tell you, in almost a decade of politics, and I wasn't the main guy here, but in a decade of politics, this is the most rewarding project I've ever been lucky enough to be a part of. And I cannot wait to come back here in a couple of years to see the first students come through the doors. And so thank you to all of you guys who have done so much work to make this happen. Thank you for letting me be a part of it, and let's see this through to the end. And I believe Megan Drummond is next.
The wind has messed up this whole script, so give me just one moment here. All right, here we go. All right, well, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Dr. Megan Drummond. I am the proud Assistant Director of Northland Career Center. This is my 4th year with NCC, and during that time, I've been able to see firsthand the profound impact that career and technical education has in the lives of our students, families, and this community. What an exciting and beautiful day it is for the Northland and for Kansas City. Today, as we break ground on the Northland Workforce Development Center, we are not simply breaking ground on a new building. We are laying the foundation for an innovative opportunity that's focused on career and technical education in our region. Northland Career Center has long been a place where students discover their passions, build their skills, and prepare for meaningful careers. This new Northland Workforce Development Center will expand those opportunities, giving students access to cutting-edge programs and spaces designed to mirror the workplaces that they are preparing to enter after graduation. From hands-on labs to collaborative classrooms, we're creating an environment where learning is dynamic and directly connected to the needs of our local community. This new facility will feature innovative spaces such as our mock interview rooms, where students can practice their critical skills of presenting themselves professionally, and an expo space where we are very excited to showcase student projects, host community events, and engage with our business and community partners. These spaces are more than just rooms. They are launching pads for confidence, connection, and career success. And today, I'm honored to introduce one of our extraordinary students. Ms. Sam Dodson is a dedicated law enforcement student from Lead Innovation Studio, known for her hard work, discipline, and commitment to excellence. Just last year, Sam competed on the national stage with Skills USA and earned an incredible 2nd place finish at the national level. Sam represents exactly what this new Northland Workforce Development Center is all about: students who rise to challenges, embrace opportunity, and become leaders in their fields. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Sam Dodson, a second-year NCC student from Law Enforcement and Crime Scene Investigation.
Alrighty. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to talk this afternoon. My name is Samantha Dodson, and I am a second-year student in the Law Enforcement CSI program. This site and future Northland Workforce Development Center is a testament to a belief in us, the students of the Northland and Kansas City communities. Here, I am not just learning about law enforcement and crime scenes. I'm learning how to be a peacekeeper, a problem solver, and a pillar of my community. We're not just learning about crime scenes, we're learning how to investigate them, how to preserve evidence, and how to see a case through from start to finish. This is an education that you can feel in your hands, one that prepares you for the realities of the job. It's not just my story. I see it every day. I see culinary students not just following recipes, but creating their own, learning about restaurant management and what it takes to succeed in a fast-paced kitchen. I see future welders, nurses, and IT professionals, all getting a head start on their careers, all in one place. That's the magic of Northland Career Center. It's a place where passion meets purpose. It's a place where we can explore our interests, hone our skills, and discover our potential. And its central location is no accident. It's a symbol of unity, bringing together students from all of our setting schools, creating a community of learners who are all striving for a brighter future. This site will soon be the Northland Workforce Development Center, and it is more than just another CTE center. It's an investment in our community. It's a promise to the next generation of workers, leaders, and innovators. It's a declaration that we believe in the power of hands-on learning, and we're committed to preparing our students for the jobs of tomorrow. So, to my fellow students, I say this: continue to take advantage of the opportunity NCC has to offer. Be curious, be bold, and don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. To our teachers, thank you for guiding us, for sharing your expertise, and for believing in us. And to our community, thank you for making this dream, the Northland Workforce Development Center, a reality. Thank you. Now, I would like to introduce Mr. Jeff Green, our NCC Director, for a few words.
This isn't part of the script. I'm going to do a little ad-libbing here. If you are a member of my current staff, will you please stand right now? These guys put up with me every single day, and put up with, that's an appropriate term for that. They work hard to keep things going, the building going, because there's a lot of times right now that I'm out doing these types of things, and there's a lot of stuff happening over the last couple of years. It's been busy. So I know that Dr. Drummond and our team have the building all the time, even when I can't even be there. So it is an honor and a privilege to be the director of the Northland Career Center because of all of you. So also, I want to, since I didn't do this morning, I have two special guests here with me today, and I would be in trouble if I didn't announce that. But I have my mother and my wife here today, so please welcome them. Dad was here this morning, but he would have probably killed me if I'd have had him stand up. So, all right, Sam, good job, by the way. As a leader and director at Northland Career Center for the past 10 years, I couldn't be prouder that this moment has finally come. We've visited centers across the state and across the country. We've engaged over 100 industry partner professionals to find out what the right thing to have in our new career center is. What is going to make career and technical education the best? We studied that hard. We worked hard to find the right location. I think we found it, I'm pretty darn sure. That would be advantageous to our sending schools, our business partners, right smack in the heart of Northland along the county line of Clay and Platte County. Picking the right location was always very important to us. Being in the heart of the Northland and in Kansas City is a massive win for this center. I cannot thank enough of our legislators, our municipal partners, our industry partners, the strategic partners, and the school partners who have all gotten behind this project. While the journey has been difficult, the synergy that has occurred between all these groups has been outstanding. As our enrollment continues to grow at the current site, it is exciting to know that we will be able to double our student enrollment in years to come and work with post-secondary partners to provide additional vocational training in the evenings and weekends. As the director of NCC, I am proud of our staff. Each and every one of them engaged in the design efforts, meeting frequently with our friends from Clark and Anderson and at times, J.E. Dunn. Thank you to my team members who played such an important role in designing this facility. I'm super excited to be the leader here soon in a couple of years here. Thank you to all of you. Everyone out here has helped make this happen. And now, it's kind of interesting. I get to introduce someone that I never thought when I was a freshman in high school that I'd be introducing. I get the pleasure to introduce my old high school history teacher, my freshman year of high school. Sorry, I'm dating you, Mr. Brown, because I do have a lot of gray hair. So, State Representative, Mr. Chris Brown, thank you very much for being here.
Well, I'll tell you, Jeff, it's, I guess it's a simple truth, we're getting older, right? And since there's probably no records from when I had you in class, my story is you were an A student. That's right. Front row, I mean, an example to be followed for sure. And I have to say one other thing, and I didn't tell this individual I was going to do it, but I feel like I need to. My second year of teaching at Oak Park High School. Wayne, are you still here? I hope. Wayne Kruger, there he is right there. Wayne Kruger. I don't know if you know who Wayne Kruger is or not. He was with Smithville Schools for a long time. Now he's with Platte County, correct? And small world, and I've been in this part of town for a long time. Wayne was a student teacher of mine in 1990. Now, I was the teacher. I wasn't the student. Wayne was my student teacher. And I haven't seen him since until right now today. And anyway, it's just, it's very cool. And even with Jeff, you know, unless you've taught, you really may not understand this. But like Jeff, you know, I had him in freshman citizenship, I believe. You know, and when you have a student in class, that student's just not some other knucklehead running around Oak Park High School with the other 2,000 kids. You know, like he's my kid. And it doesn't matter if he's 15 or if he's 51, he's still my kid. And so it really, and I say this sincerely, it's such a good thing to see former students doing well. So you're not paid for that, but I think at the end it kind of makes it all worthwhile, right? All right, so again, Chris Brown, District 16 State Rep. As an old history teacher and government teacher, I've taken a little different slant on my 2 minutes up here, and I'll try to keep it within 2 minutes. I taught for 32 years. I've been in the State House for 5. And while I was teaching for 32 years, you know, I saw a lot of changes, right? In terms of how we taught, what we emphasized, etc. And a lot of changes for good and for bad, or some with unintended consequences. Let's just say that. One, I think, I'm going to mention real quick because I think it relates to why we are here today. So in 2001, the United States Congress passed No Child Left Behind. The younger Bush signed it into law in 2002. And I'm sure that was done with all the right reasons. I truly believe that. But at times, some of the unintended consequences can come back and bite you a little bit. So one reason they did No Child Left Behind was so they could measure schools, you know, school to school, and hold schools accountable maybe that were not performing well. And the way that they measured schools was really through standardized testing, right? And my guess is some of school funding was also tied to your standardized tests. So as a consequence of that, schools, I think, maybe narrowed their curriculum a little bit to, I'm not going to say teach to the test, but certainly try to put their kids in the best possible position to do well on the test. And as a consequence of that, I honestly believe some of the vocational and maybe the technical curriculum was maybe marginalized a little bit, because I think the word of the day, or the slogan of the day, certainly was college prep, college for everyone. And that's really kind of where our schools were trying to take the majority of their kids. So where I really saw the consequences of that really was when I was in Jeff City. So I was elected in 2020, and then in 23 and 24, I was chairman of small business for the state of Missouri. And then currently right now, I'm chairman of higher ed and workforce development. I cannot tell you how many employers I have had in committee rooms, and they have said a couple different things. One, we can't find anybody to work. Two, the people that we do find to work aren't ready to work. They don't have the skills, and hence the term a skill gap. A skills gap, you ever heard that? People always talk about a skills gap. So employers, and this was, I think, particularly difficult for small employers, they would have to train their workers 6 months, maybe a year, to kind of get them up to speed. But these people were not ready. So I believe overall public education is starting to see and realize that they need to kind of emphasize, maybe re-emphasize, the vocational and the technical arts, and try to kind of be a little bit more robust with those curriculums and get more kids involved with that. And I saw a statistic the other day I'm going to share with you right now, and that is by 2031, 35% of the jobs in the workforce will require some post-high school training, but not a 4-year degree. Nearly 40% of the jobs in the workforce. So that's where I think these centers, vocational technical schools, everything from HVAC to, electricians, you name it, are going to be so vital. They're the piece of the puzzle, I think, that the economy and the employers have really been needing the last 5, 10, 15 years or so. So anyway, the beautiful thing about vocational programs is they work with employers to develop curriculum that align with the current needs of the job market. So hopefully we're going to, and I think we're hearing, work ready, school to work ready. So I applaud people like Brian and Jeff, Nathan Willett coming up with some funding. I mean, that was an act that Houdini could not have done. Congratulations to you. And all the donors for programs like this, not only in Missouri, but around the country. Because again, I think that it's a piece of the puzzle that's been missing for a while, and I think it's going to greatly help young people get employed. It's going to help employers. It's going to help our overall economy. So thank you so very, very much. Tyler? Yeah. All right, I'm introducing Tyler Fadler with Platte County School.
Yep.
All right.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you all again for being here and allowing me to speak. Just really grateful to be at this incredible event. My name is Tyler Fadler. I'm the Vice President of the school board and a proud graduate of Platte County High School. And I want to thank, in the honor of getting shout outs, thanks to Wes for the shout out, and all the people that I've went to school with that I've seen here. It's amazing. I also want to thank current teacher and my teacher my freshman year, Mrs. Houts, who's a current teacher at NCC. Give it up for Mrs. Houts. So for doing shout outs. She's one of the reasons I am an engineer. So amazing teachers make you do amazing things. So I really appreciate all the teachers that have been through my career. First, I want to thank all our partner districts that send their exceptional students to the Northland Career Center and now this future facility. When your district is called, could you please stand to be recognized? If you're here, if you're a student, a teacher, any organization, or any relationship to that school district, please stand. West Platte School District, Platte County School District, Kearney School District, Smithville School District, Liberty School District, North Kansas City, Park Hill School District, and then our private school partners, St. Pius X, Northland Christian, and all our homeschool families. Thank you all for being partners in NCC. It means a lot. We do not take our responsibilities lightly when you send our students to us, and our school board really does care about your students just like they are our own here at Platte County. When I think about today in this journey the Northland Career Center has been on, and now the Northland Workforce Development Center, I'm reminded of Platte County's new motto. Drew, thank you. New motto. Here we go. So our new motto is united by pride, driven by purpose. United by pride, driven by purpose. That first part, united by pride, comes to me every year at NCC graduation when I think about NCC. I've had the honor to attend the last 3 graduations, and if you haven't been, I highly recommend it. It is inspiring to see the pride, the connection between students, instructors, families, and witness the industry skills and experiences these students have gained. To all the students, administrators, instructors, parents, teachers, community members who have continued this legacy, thank you. Your excellence and commitments are why we are breaking ground here today. The second part of the motto, driven by purpose, reminds us that strong communities depend on strong schools. Strong schools fuel strong businesses and thriving economies. That's our purpose here, to create meaningful experience for our students, guided by extraordinary educators and instructors, with a culture of innovation and excellence in a safe and innovative facility built by community partnerships. This new center will open the doors for students and adults across the Northland, preparing the next generation of highly skilled workers in our region and our state. From my 20-plus experience in engineering and construction, I can tell you this: no project succeeds without exceptional employees and skilled workers. This facility will help ensure that our future graduates are ready to fill those roles, keeping the Northland and Missouri a great place to live, work, and grow. Thank you again for being here and celebrating this exceptional step forward, and as always, go Pirates. Now it's my honor to introduce the Superintendent of Platte County School District, Dr. Jay Harris.
Well, good afternoon. What a great, great day. Great day in the Northland, great day in Kansas City. Great day for students, for educators, for adults who want to pursue a different career path. There's opportunities in this facility that's being created because of people that have a passion for others to be successful. And we have a lot to be proud of to be here today. So thank you so much for everyone who's contributed to this work. Thank you to the donors. Thank you to the partners. This would not have happened. This is a capital campaign, $74 million capital campaign. This is a whole separate thing that K-12 schools don't do very often. And when people ask me, how are you going to raise that kind of money? I said, I've got Brian Noller. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine, because that's exactly, I knew that he was going to do everything it took to make it happen. So I said this morning, I'll repeat it, but yesterday, we're okay giving the attention to Taylor and Travis. But today is about us. Today is about the Northland. It's about the Workforce Development Center. It's about us. We're very proud of that. I'm Jay Harris, the proud superintendent of Platte County School District. And we don't just break ground today. We break open opportunities, new opportunities for students, for our community, and our local economy. This vision began nearly 8 years ago, really with one question. And the question was, how do we give our students more pathways to success? And that one question led to a lot of conversation about doing something unique and different. We already had a very, very successful career center, but we also were turning away kids. And we also didn't have a facility that can accommodate certain programs. And so to be able to do what we're able to do now with the help with so many of you in this room, it's really phenomenal. It really, truly is phenomenal. Thanks to the persistence and partnership and generosity of so many of you here today, we're able to be at this groundbreaking. We're able to make this happen. I want you to take a look, for a minute, I want you to grab your handout that has all the list of donors on that handout. Each one of those donors deserves our gratitude for helping make this day possible. I'm going to summarize those donors. We had over $5.5 million from business and industry donated to this project. Over $110,000 from individuals who donated. $25.8 million from local municipalities, including Kansas City, Riverside, Gladstone, Smithville, Parkville, Clay County, and many more to come. We had $37 million from the state of Missouri. Thank you for all the legislators and our governor for helping us get there. And nearly $74,000 from local foundations. That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen without people coming together to recognize the value in what we're doing here and the importance of this work. So please join me in just giving those folks a round of applause for their support. On this site, students will train in 23 programs. We currently offer 12 programs in our Career Center across 10 industry academies, from health sciences to IT to construction to aviation, public safety, and more. This nearly doubles the opportunities we currently offer in what will be a state-of-the-art facility that mirrors real workplaces. These programs will serve high school students from public, private, and homeschool settings. We're very proud of that. And also will welcome adults in evening and weekend courses, giving people of all ages the chance to build new career pathways. So this is more than a building. It's a partnership between education and industry. And at the end of the day, this is about investing in people, their skills, their futures, and the strength of our community. So today truly is a great day. And now it is my honor to introduce to you the commissioner from the Missouri State Department of Education, Dr. Carla Esslinger.
Thank you. Well, hello. So I want to spend just a second introducing myself a little bit, because I look around and I don't see very many familiar faces. But I want you to know that I have some very proud heritage from this area. All of my family is from Weston, Missouri. We are from West Platte High School, rah, rah, rah. Actually, I know a cheer that my mother taught me when I was about 4 years old, and I'm not going to do it. I won't do it. But it had something to do with Ricka-Chicka Boom, I can tell you that. Very, very proud of my heritage of this area. Very proud of my background. I'm an educator at heart, and you guys all know who's ever talked to me before or seen me or have had an opportunity to visit with. I always tell people that I've been in education for 50,000 years. I started as a teacher, continued as a principal, superintendent, worked with the U.S. Department of Ed for a while, and then somebody tapped me and said, hey, you need to run for office. I didn't know there were term limits. I made a promise, but anyway, ended up in the General Assemblies. Was there for a few years, served in the House, served in the Senate. And here's my other piece of proud heritage of this group here. I got to vote on that thing too. So I provided another vote for that 2022 budget that provided part of this work. What I'm seeing here is so very good. Two things. Absolutely, Representative, you're right. When we created Nation at Risk back in 1982, and all of those different standardized tests came down the pike, we narrowed our focus on what we're doing for our kids in this state. And I can tell you, I'm very proud that you're seeing a shift. You're seeing a shift that we're not only looking at academic progress and making sure our kids are highly skilled, but we're looking at their future, not just what they know. What is their future? And it's about being able to have a job that I can raise my family with, I have a living wage, and I have opportunity for growth and success. And those things create wonderful communities. They create the pipeline for our workforce, creates economic development. We've all heard that. Every speaker up here has mentioned the qualities and truly what the outcome is going to be because of centers like this, because of the work you've done. But the thing I'm seeing most here is I'm seeing a community that has come together and decided to stay the course, that decided that their children were worth it, that decided their community truly would benefit from a program such as this. And I'm very, very proud of that. In fact, if I could put that in a can and take it around the state, can you imagine what we can do? I am proud to be your commissioner, absolutely proud of the work that I've done in the state to help kids across the state, and I look forward in 2 years of coming back, and I'll be here, come back and be able to walk the halls and shake the hands of those kids and be able to be as proud of whatever is going on at that time as I'm sure all of you will be. So thank you so much for the opportunity, and thank you for the opportunity to be your Commissioner of Education. Thank you. And now I have the great honor, I was going to say Gabby's, no, I won't do it. No, I wasn't going to do it. So I have the great honor, because that's how I met you actually the very first time. I have the great honor of introducing Nathan Willett. And Nathan, of course, you guys know him. This is somebody from right here. Kansas City councilman, Northlander, proud, how'd you put that? Kansas City in Kansas City, and I love that, yes. High school, but here's the thing I'm super proud of, high school math teacher. Very, very proud of you. I'm very proud of all the work that you've done for your community and your kids. So Nathan Willett, please come up. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Good afternoon, everyone. This is such a great day that we have to do a groundbreaking twice. It's incredible to have something like this in the heart of the Northland, and it's incredible for Kansas City broadly. Today, we're doing more than breaking ground, we're breaking barriers. Barriers that have long separated learning from real-world skills, as you mentioned before. Barriers that made students feel like college was the only path forward. Barriers that some of us, our most talented young people, make them unsure of where they belong. But no more. This transformational project for our schools, for our neighborhoods, for our families, for the next generation of leaders, builders, and innovators who will shape Kansas City and our entire region. And I want to start with deep gratitude because this moment wasn't possible without a lot of people believing in a shared vision. First, I want to thank former Governor Mike Parson and current Governor Mike Keogh for their support for prioritizing workforce development in our state. And to Senator Tony Luetkemeyer, Senator Maggie Nurnberg, Senator Curtis Gregory, Senator Rusty Black, and former State Senator Lauren Arthur, thank you for your leadership at the state level and your commitment to investing right here in the Northland. And to our incredible delegation from the House in Platte and Clay counties, as you mentioned, Chris Brown, Mike Jones, Minority Leader Ashleyani, Dr. Jacobs, Sean Pouchet, Josh Hurlbert, Mark Meredith, and Eric Woods. Thank you for always showing up for our community. And several of those folks mentioned were former educators themselves, and we know former educators make the best legislators. And to the executive board of the Northland Career Center, you believed that this vision could happen before it was popular, and you've worked tirelessly to turn it into a reality. Thank you for your steady hand and passion for student success. Parks Commissioner Mike Meyer, you were the glue in all of this from the state to the city. Mayor Rose, Brian, Colleen, Christy, Tina, David, Buffy, Bridget, Billy, Jeff and Joe, and Dr. Reich. I don't know if you know this, Dr. Reich was my brother's first grade teacher, and he turned out to be a radiologist and just finished up his fellowship up in Harvard. A lot better path than what I'm on. But and to Dr. Harris and Dr. White, President Fadler and the Platte County School Board, thank you for your leadership and investment in our shared future. I want to give a shout out to some of our folks that represents our first responder groups. Matt Dowd from Local 42 Brad Lemon from the Kansas City Fraternal Order of Police. Your continued partnership with our students, our educators, will help mold our future EMTs, firefighters, police officers, and sheriffs. And we had Sheriff Aiken earlier here this morning. And as you know, I want to take a moment to speak not just as a councilman, but as something even more personal. This morning I had to get a sub to be here. I'm a current high school math teacher at Park Hill. I'm someone who week after week watches students in the classroom, some of dreaming of college, others of dreaming of working with their hands, fixing engines, running tech systems, becoming EMTs, builders, welders, chefs, or coders. I've sent many students to Northland Career Center since first having them freshman year. I've seen the pride in their eyes when they come back with the skills, certifications, and a sense of direction. This center will expand those opportunities exponentially and increase capacity for current programs. This is the most personal and meaningful project professionally as well that I've had the privilege to work on in my long tenure of 2 years on the City Council. Because it isn't abstract, it's real. It's about real students I know by name. Marig, Cal, Hadley, Sam, and Keaton. If you're a student, please stand up. Thank you. And let's be honest, this wasn't the easiest path forward for funding. The $25 million local match took some work, but thanks to Budget Chair Andrea Boo, Councilman Wes Rogers, Councilwoman Melissa Patterson-Hasley, who's also an educator, and our dedicated city staff and city council, we stayed focused on what mattered most, and that was our future, and we got it done. And we didn't just squeak by, as mentioned before, we passed it 13-0. And let's just say that was a little bit more breathing room than the Northland Soccer Complex a few years back. And I want to say a huge thank you to City Manager Mario Vasquez. Your experience, your guidance, and your support made all the difference. And for being at City Hall so long and not getting jaded in this project, I appreciate you in helping it get to the finish line. We are lucky to have you, and I have full confidence in our new city manager to lead Kansas City in the right direction. And to my fellow educators, current and former, how great is this? How great is it to see a generation of students with new paths forward, starting as early as 9th grade, and in some cases even middle school, with access to hands-on, high-wage, high-skilled career training right here in the Northland. This is the future of education, and it's happening right here in our backyard, literally our backyard for a lot of us in this tent right now. And I want to say, I can't believe all the different folks that made this come together, but I know the Northland knows how to work together across party lines, across political differences, and I do want to appreciate our colleagues south of the river who believed in the promise of this project and made sure that they committed to it and got it to the finish line. I appreciate you all for being here, and let's dig some dirt.